So we covered how to conceptually model and explore such a design, create the materials, place lights, do a rendering, and composite a nice final image. And we're going to make these images because our ultimate goal is to place them on a packaging. So let's take a look at how we can design quickly an idea for a product packaging with Blender and polygon modeling. It's actually quite fun, and we will set out our scene a little bit. This one I hide, we don't need this anymore. Go just to shaded view. Our interface we can adjust, join areas there, and make a new collection. We call this now packaging. I put this into the same file. Little bit of cleanup here. These actually have to go up. Ideally, they should be maybe down there. Okay, no, that's where they were. And yeah, so now we can, with this object in our scene, decide, well, how can we model an exterior box around it? We're not really going into modeling the interior stuff. All these things is something then that a packaging engineer, etc. would do. But for us as creative people, we can and we should be able not only design these things, but maybe envision also how do we later want to present them. So as industrial designer, we can do a little bit of graphic design too. Why not? Packaging design. So Shift S, cursor to world origin, Shift A, make a plane, N, and this should be 21 centimeters. So since my model is, or my scene is set up in millimeters right now, 210 millimeters. Okay. And then the height, when we go into edit mode, E and Z, this will be, we're moving this up by 270 millimeters, 27 centimeters. Let's go back to object mode. G and Z minus 40. There is a little bit of stuff below. So this is kind of roughly where, for example, the speaker would be inside. So there's something that is on the under, then there's a form element the speaker sits in, and a form element that keeps the speaker on top aligned so it doesn't wobble. We, in object mode, adjusted the scale. So let's go to apply scale. Very good. And go back to shaded mode. So now, how do we do packaging design? Essentially, the minimum we want to do is not to have a box with images on it like this, because that would be really amateur and dumb. And we don't need to design everything with how the materials folded, etc. We could for our portfolio purpose, but when you meet with a client, you want to have something that can maybe quickly produced, looks kind of believable, gives the idea, and maybe we can even show some interaction, how flaps open, rotate, etc. And when you have a cardboard box and taking a look at how all the sides are glued together, creased, this really helps. So let's go into edit mode. This is our top face. I will press Y to separate it. And that command is somewhere here, there. Split. Then I can move this out. So where's our front? This is our front. Okay, very good. So we have our sides here. So if I have to model something, this is kind of like the way then how I start quickly exploring the idea. So I press E, I can extrude, S, I can scale, and Y, I can scale this in. Okay, so that's maybe how this would work. S and X, Y, I could, for example, add a little taper to it. Okay, and this has to be on top. E and Z. I have point select turned on, E and Y and snap, and then E and Z down, S and X taper it, and maybe these two edges here, yeah, they go in a little bit. No, because that has to be in the inside. Here, this we can delete. Okay, cool. Yeah, no? So when we do the packaging, we have to be careful about how the materials layer and how edges are creased. That's at least the minimum we should do. Let's turn on here this cavity stuff, so then it's actually easier to see how all this looks. Isn't there... screen space, ambient occlusion would have been nice. It's probably somewhere, I don't know where it is right now. But here with the cavity, you see when we turn this feature on, it's much easier to read our design a little bit. Okay, anyway, let's go back to edit mode. So far, this all looks pretty good as an initial idea, but this is kind of rough. So we select all this, and here I delete just the face, and previously I deleted all the points. So we're back to our basic box thing here. Okay, so some technicality stuff first. When we have a box and we crease it, all these edges will actually be rounded, for example. So that means that now we could turn on a bevel modifier, 1 millimeter. There we are, maybe 10. Good. Okay, so there you see all the edges are rounded. When I select this here one more time, E and Y, bring this in. There you see how this is kind of chamfered in a funny way. Oops, S and Y. Why can't you scale? Oh, I had another copy there. S and Y, there, good. Yeah, and then when I select this one, E and Z, bring this over, E and Y. Yeah, the stuff doesn't really look very good. So let me show you now actually how we can do this really nice. So with the creasing, with the bevel, we basically understood where we want, or no, actually where we cannot have geometry extruded. So what I tried to show you here is the following. We will actually select these two edges here. Now, so Control R, go into an edge, left mouse wheel one time, left click, right click, and then S and Y, and we bring this very close to the fillet or the bevel, like there. So when this is 1 millimeter, let's check out the length. What is this? This is actually 1.28. So 1 millimeter. Yeah, that's a little bit big, but we can keep it like this for the moment. Okay, that's good. Now when this is, then these are the two flaps that go in. You see now actually when I select this edge, the edge is the inside here and not along the whole edge. Now this is the whole trick. A tiny E and Z, and we do this by 1.28 again, and then E and X, sorry, E and SX, and we scale this one in. Maybe like there. Cool. And there we see now this is rounded and then this is rounded. No? Cool. Pretty easy. It's not really that complicated. Okay. Technically speaking here, this back edge, for example, let's do this right now. So this thing here is actually not accurate. So I will only delete that edge that opens actually the whole face, and the box down here is actually wrong, but I will keep it at the moment how it is, and then select this, ENX, no, Y, bring this to there, you see, and then, okay, now ENX, bring this in maybe by 2 centimeters, and there 20 millimeters. Cool. Now, because this is the back where this is folded over. At this point, it really also makes sense to, from the beginning, also have a solidify modifier, maybe 1 millimeter. Okay. Set this to 0, even. Yeah, okay. This helps a little bit because then this way we can truly really understand how maybe and where we have to move all these edges and etc. to. Do we go to the inside? Do we go to the outside? 0 seems to be fine. And here, this edge. Now, for example, this would be more there. Or I could also make a case for that this inner flap will be moved in actually a little bit more. Again, this is cardboard, this is flexible, this is being folded, no? So this is all not super precise. So what, however, will be the case here is, so I will do the following. I simply assume that the front and the back face are correct. So what I need to adjust now is the following. Here, so these faces I hide. You see this, no? To make things a little bit easier, I will also delete the bottom face here. Delete the face. Okay, this is all good. Alt H. Yeah, so I just only have the bottom removed. Very good. I'm going to hide these front pieces here one more time. And then here, these, come on. Sometimes it helps actually turning off all the modifiers. So here, these 2 strips, I would like delete face 2. So I really only have kind of like the stuff that goes around. Okay, no? So this one I hide. And now I can go ahead and say, so you two, you, and then you and you, all those, just go back a little bit. Because there's, I'm actually pushing it back so that this face or the thickness lines up with there. So I want to do this one more time more correctly. So maybe it's a good idea to hide the speaker interface and all the stuff. This makes it easier. So all this and this and this and this and this. Yep. And then material back on. Hold Shift. Very good. Turn this on. There. Right click, shade smooth. Okay. Yeah. No? So this looks better. Yeah. Very nice. Okay, so it's kind of like the we spent some time we later actually won't see because that will be the back corner, but I thought this would be good so you know actually all the details to really pay attention to, because these things are then what really makes packaging in a rendering look believable, this inaccuracy. So all the interior pieces are done. Now we want to simplify the next step a little bit. Maybe we'll make one video on fleshing this out more detailed. So now we have to model the thing that actually goes over there. Okay, so also here we have actually something that it does not go from corner to corner. It has to stop, or it actually extrudes where we have the fillet end. So Control R, mouse wheel, left click, right click. Maybe here again, turn this off. S and X, bring this over. There, and then this is the piece that can E and Z go up. E and Y go over. Okay, let's turn on the thickness to somewhere there. And then we have actually a piece there that also will go down. So from here, that looks good. So I do not want to have too many loop cuts in there. So what I will do here now is Control R. I know this already that no, actually I won't do this. I'll show you how we work around. So with this edge selected, right click, subdivide 2 times. There's this thing. This actually has to be 4 centimeters. So, wait, no, not 4 centimeters. This is too short. This has to be more like 12 centimeters. So, S and X, scale this to 120. There we are. Very good. And then E and Z, and we bring this one down 30. Yeah, okay, very good. Cool. Close. Little mistake. Now, so you see there's something crazy there going on. So we can't just from this edge simply push this down. This all needs to be a little bit creased and creasable without this being damaged. So we could extrude this out and just simply push this down. Or show you another interesting process. So Control R on this X and wow, there's a dot. Click, where is it? Control R. Okay, there's a yellow dot now. And where's my loop cut? Well, because this is not a 4-point rectangle anymore, the loop cut creates this crap. So let's delete it. Alternatively, K, so for the knife, hold control, we do the loop cut ourselves. Press enter. Then I can bring this forward. There now. Then Control R. No, actually, sorry, hold on. One more time. Subdivide. So now right mouse button, snap, and hold Control, snap, and then these points we select and J to fill, sorry. Here, J to fill. So you start noticing what we're doing. Control R, left click, right click, Control R, left click, right click. Then this edge here, we delete. Suck. And then these flaps, S and X, we bring super close. And look at that, there actually is our fold, including a little knife cut right there. Yeah? And if we want here, this edge maybe is a little bit too far away, we can get this closer. Yeah, there. Cool, huh? Okay, let's turn on the material thickness again and see how does all this actually line up. So from the top we can see we modeled this way too short. Well, it's not a big deal. Now I can select first this face and move this forward as needed till it starts to line up with that stuff. Very nice. And then I can select this and this and move this over. So for example, it is like there. Very good. And from the side, this is, you see it's way too high, so there's an air gap. So I will try to select here all the top faces. Yep. And then side view. Bring this down. Yeah, this is better now, no? And plastic, not plastic, cardboard is a very flexible material, so we won't be able to really show this 100% exactly the way how it will actually look or be put together. So the way how we are doing this here right now is totally fine. There are gaps now even here. There's actually another element that goes inside. We are in this course or in this exercise simply skipping this a little bit. So what else can we quickly do to bring this box somewhat a little bit to an end? This is not 100% flat. This is very gently arced. So edit mode, Control R. Can we do this? No, we can't. No, so we run into the same issue with the with the knife again. I will hide here this one more time. And then K, hold Control and on the correct edge, obviously. Now I have to be careful. There. K, one more here. And K, one time. Oh, no. K, there, hold Control, click, click, there. And what I'm doing is now I will select this and this. Very gentle, move this up. And you see we added actually a small bend to it. That's kind of like the whole idea behind this. No? Yeah. So, but we would like this to look nicer. So let me show you now what we can do. We add another bevel modifier. We select this edge and crease it. This, for example, here, probably we don't need anymore. We can dissolve those. And then this will be weighted. Move this above the Solidify modifier. And then there actually can see how big this is. We can go, yeah, maybe till there. Okay, this is chamfered right now. And then let's add 20. We move this one up. There you can see actually, now how we nicely rounded this. How cool. Okay, and then bring this down. So it looks like it's a little bit arced. Cool. That these pieces are flat and they should be at an angle, we can skip, not a big deal. We don't have to be that precise. Very good. The bottom one is actually folded kind of complicated, so we don't really show the bottom one. So what we will do here is simply, okay, we do a simple E and Z down, and then E, S, and X. Bring this in. Select this here, these two. And we do an E and Z, maybe till there. And then an S and Y. Bring this in. Yeah. Okay. And then let's see. When I select these two edges, S and Y, let's taper this here too. This is an S and X. Yeah. So this way I get these edges away here from this corner. So when we look from here, we don't see those. And we can get this idea of, oh, okay, I see. So this design is actually folded. But hold on one second. Why? What's wrong here? H. Maybe turn this off for the moment. Oh, I see. This moved down. So, oh, okay. I forgot the step. Wow, wow. So this here, I don't know how I managed to do that. E and Z. Oh, that's the wrong one. Undo. No, it is the correct one. Yeah. Sorry for the confusion. E and Z, and then E, S, and Y to bring those in, and then S and X. Scale those in. Yeah, this should be better. Here something funny is going on. I assume maybe there's something with the face rotation going on. Oh, this is actually the fillet. Yeah, they have to go further down for the fillet. So I will select the two bottom faces, G and Z, there. And it's done. Finito. This is all very good. One last tweak I just noticed. So you see here, this is actually creased in. The other side is not creased. Do we keep it this way? So I will actually do... No, we can keep it this way. You see, like, when I'm trying to point out, this is from the front edge and from, or the side edge. But then here, this piece is extruded from the inside. Again, this is now a tiny detail for the bottom. We shall not waste our precious time with this too much. So this is kind of like okay. To make this less static, what we can do is select all this and see when we bring this up a little bit. How does this look when we zoom out? How are these corners? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the cardboard deforms different, so this looks more like really like sheet metal bent or something, but this is fine. And then so here, this and this edge, we can try to select G and Z and move this up a little bit, trying to minimize maybe that hole. Yeah, no, let's keep this. This is starting to take away from, let's make a quick video. Okay, because it's so tiny, you won't really see this. Last piece for the modeling, we need a handle. So when this is the front part, we do a nice cross handle. How can we open a hole here? We could model this. I do not want to touch actually the geometry, so we will do this via a Boolean command. Here's our cube. This whole cube will be, this looks like 2 centimeters. Why did I put my ruler to? I just had it here. No, that's amazing. Am I blind? Must be. Ah, there it is. Found you. So yeah, 2 centimeters by 13. Okay, so where's our front? It's there. So y is then 20 and x is 30. Yeah, 300. No. What? No. 13. Wah, wah, wah. There. And here we say maybe 10. Okay, good. Go to side view, and the only thing that's important is we make sure that this does not cut into the other elements. So like there. Very good. Apply the scale, select this one, and then we could say Boolean difference. This one here, we can call this one handle Boolean, hide it, and there we are. Okay. And now obviously we see the two pieces that are opening there. So here, this, we might, in this case, then need to do a little bit of trickery. So these two edges we select, S and X, we get them simply closer together. Leave edit mode. Very nice. Alt H. Yeah, let's move this actually a tick more up. Yeah. And then put the handle through. The handle is very easy to model. So we do this with a plane. In edit mode, bring this one down. In object mode, bring this one up. In edit mode, S and X, S and Y. So it just has to fit in there. We can turn on a subdivision surface modifier, which makes this very round. Then we will go edge and crease, enter and press 1 and enter, or use the command here. So now we have the edges creased. Control R to 3 clicks. So then left mouse button and right click. Move this up. Edit mode out, go to object mode, bring this one down. Maybe here turn this snapping off. Intersect it a little bit so it looks believable. Right click in object mode, shade smooth. Center one, we move up a little bit. This needs material thickness, 2 millimeters. Very good. Do we want this to be nice and round? Or do we want this to be sharp? You see, like, this is rather sharp here. Now we can just leave it at this. But yeah, so there's now actually our very basic modeling. Now we can actually add all the images on it, and then we have a somewhat believable packaging. So then how to add all the textures on it, make the renderings, this will be one video. And then we have one video where I show you how we actually can more refine the folding part, and then how do we even also rotate, open and close everything quite easily.